It's a jungle out there, and the world's gone crazy. And how can we encourage each other? Can we say to each other, oh, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be okay, or this too shall pass, my love? No, that's not how we can encourage each other, because I believe, because the Bible tells us things are actually gonna get worse. So how can we encourage each other? Well, I was so encouraged. The other day, I was reading from the Gospel of John, chapter 14. And God doesn't promise us no troubles. God doesn't promise us no suffering. God doesn't promise us smooth sailing. No, but what does He promise us? So in John 14, reading from verse 16 until verse 29, me and a couple of friends, we were reading how Jesus promises that he will not leave us as orphans, that when He left, when God in the form of man left earth, He said, I'm not leaving you as orphans. I will still be with you in the form of the Holy Spirit, of Ruach HaKodesh, which is called a helper, a counselor, a comforter, and also a spirit of truth, which is exactly what we need. That is what we need in these crazy times. So He promises us His Holy Spirit, and He promises us, we've got it in verse, later on in verse 27, He promises us His peace, His shalom. And we need to understand that this peace that He promises us, He says, I promise you peace. I give you my peace. I leave with you my peace. But it is not as the peace of the world. I do not give you peace as the world gives. And His shalom, His peace, is something which is out of this world. And it's something so much deeper. It's a peace of your soul. It's a peace of the knowledge of a God who rules and reigns, of a God who saves, knowledge of something eternal, and a knowledge of of His love, of His grace, and ultimately that this body might perish, but that your soul is going to be with Him forever, and that He has got a plan and He knows the beginning and the end. So I just want to encourage us that we can't encourage each other with false promises, because that is meaningless. That does not have the backing of the word. But we can encourage each other with these two promises that we read about in John 14, and that is His Holy Spirit, and that is His peace. And I just want you to meditate on that and maybe even comment. What do you think is God's peace? What is different between the peace that God promises versus the peace that the world is trying to establish? What is the difference? And there is a difference. Love you guys.